Ah, winter on the farm, a time of rest and peace and celebration. 14 inches of dry, wind-blown snow in late December left Field 2 impassable without some serious winter footgear. My first attempt at a simple foray in snow boots left me literally rolling across the snow toward a solid handhold just to get myself upright again. This lovely blanket of white is actually giving the field a little fertility boost, with each snow crystal gleaning a tiny amount of atmospheric nitrogen and converting it to the very form needed by our growing plants. But this, being New England during climate chaos, we only had to wait a few days to get torrential rain with high winds and 60-degree temperatures to reveal bare earth. I'm happy to report zero ponding in our no-till fields. But oh, the wind had an effect on our occultation strips. Any that weren't well pinned down and stretched tight, any that weren't protected by the thinnest windbreak, have all tried to relocate themselves. At the very far end of the field, the winter rye soothes our eyes, and we can see that it continues growing any time the air temperature tops 45 degrees. Its strong weed-suppressing quality will be appreciated in this section of the field. It will help provide the blank slate we need to convert this section to our new bed spacing. Those large, dark mounds at the edge of the mulched asparagus are clumps of comfrey resting under their self-produced leaf mulch. Up in the propagation house, some serious rot in the untreated bottom plate has complicated the new door installation. That fuzzy white piece on the bottom right still needs to be removed before the treated lumber plate can be laid down. Because the ground is frozen solid under that plate, we opted not to attempt leveling it, just making sure that the jack studs on either side of the door opening were perpendicular. Similar efforts on the south wall, clearly showing the sistered studs under the repaired window wall, have left us with a less skewed appearance. High tunnel number 3 has only one layer of plastic film, and the spinach is overwintering easily. Even with only weak winter sunlight and no irrigation, the growth levels are surprisingly strong. The biggest problem that we have is figuring out how to safely harvest, wash, and pack this crop. Our wash house has only 3-season usability, and setting up temporary wash tanks and packing tables on warm afternoons hasn't proven profitable for this crop. High Tunnel 2 has a double layer of greenhouse plastic, and while most of the lettuce has thrived under the white row cover, a few unharvested heads have struggled to stay alive. See the white veins and leaf browning that are clear symptoms of lettuce freezing. I just love this thick mat of mulch that the nasturtiums have left behind, long after their delicious blooms are gone. If a good companion cropping system could be developed, possibly growing it under late tomatoes with their lower leaves pruned away, that mat of leaves and thin stems should be easy to transplant into the following spring. Here's some freeze damage on unprotected lettuce, and probably the last calendula blooms with an impressive amount of green foliage. That green indicates to me that there is still active soil biology at work below the ground. This last view of High Tunnel 2 is from the south and shows the varying amounts of life in these 5 protected beds. The lettuce left under row cover has been used solely for family and friends, picked just a few heads at a time, and washed and packed at home. It has been a delicious treat at year's end. In High Tunnel number 1, again with a double layer of plastic film, the garlic continues to show good growth. Of special interest in this tunnel is one of our attempts to transplant another stone crop, the burgundy leaf Vera Jameson. In the bed where this variety had been grown in High Tunnel 3 for the past 4 years, We had some of the softest soil on the farm. It was easy to transplant into, easy to divide the clumps to increase the coverage, and was a very low maintenance plant. So we're giving it another try down here in High Tunnel number 1. Oh, heck, who slipped that in here? Well, it's the end of a long season, so happy holidays one and all, and hope to see you next year.